right, good morning, everybody. With us here this morning is Noel Aiken, lead horticulturist with Petiti Garden Centers. Noel, we're talking about something that I think a lot of us kind of ignore. You know, when we think about plants, whether it's spring, whether it's summer, we think about putting it in the ground, watering it, you know, adding food to it and forgetting about it. But there's an element that we, at least I forget, it's about pollination and trying to keep that, you know, that chain reaction going, allowing for pollination to continue to occur. What can you tell us about that, and what do perennials have to do with that process?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you want great tomatoes, if you want great fruit from your trees and your, you know, raspberry shrubs and all those types of things, you definitely want flowering plants in your garden. And there is so much color right now, especially in the perennial family. And midsummer, they look awesome and they will bloom well in your garden. And of course, the pollinators will come in droves. We've got things like daisies. So all of the daisy family, and you're seeing all different types of daisies, from black-eyed Susans to cone flowers here and here and here, lots of different colors. Things like the aster family too. So I've got a blue aster that just doesn't want to open up just yet, but the small pink fall asters as well. Even your hardy chrysanthemums or fall mums here, those are all going to count in that daisy family. So any type of daisy that you can grow out in the garden, that's going to be great. The mint family too. We've got a lot of different mints that are available out there in the garden. Beautiful flowering types, everything from hummingbird mint here, sage, meadow sage here. This is actually called catmint. This is an awesome landscape plant. And things like lavender. I have lavender down below too. So the mint family, those fresh aromas and the light blue colors are really, really great for bees. Bees like your typically your blues, your purples, your yellows as well. And then if you want to bring in the hummingbirds, of course, you always want to look for red flowers. Red and also tubular, so that they have a tubular flower to them, long, trumpet shaped or what have you. That'll work as well. Hibiscus even, that lovely perennial hibiscus. And then even your hosta. So some of the hostas have, you know, beautiful tubular flowers and look really, really good out in the garden right now, especially if you need some pollinator plants for the shade.
So is there a test that, I know maybe not an analytical test per se, but to go out in your garden, go out in your yard and go, you know what, maybe I need these. Something that you can maybe eyeball. Is there something that we can do? Is it based upon how much yard you have that you want pollinators for?
Oh gosh, it's really just diversity. If you go out in the garden and things are blooming lovely in May and June, like they often do, and then when you step out now in July and you think, gosh, I don't really have a lot of color out there right now, that's where all of these pollinator plants can help you. And diversity is the key. So the more different types of plants that you're growing out there, the more diverse pollinators will come into your garden. And that's always going to help the environment. It's going to help the other plants that you're growing. So yeah, absolutely. All different shapes, sizes, colors, it all works.
How close, so I have a vegetable garden, I've had it for years. So my garden's a decent sized garden. How close should you have the plants that you mentioned to that garden to keep the pollination going? Is there a certain distance that you might want to think about?
Oh, yeah, close as you want,
Yeah.
really, to be honest. Of course, you want good air circulation around your vegetable plants. That always helps with development and, you know, reducing disease. But absolutely, there are several folks that will interplant perennials and flowering annuals along with their vegetables. So it just kind of depends what you prefer. But the closer you can get pollinator plants, the better. Absolutely.
Perfect. Noel Aiken, it's always a pleasure. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.